I wouldn't consider myself to be a digital native, even though in the readings that we read, it said that actually, if you were born after 81, then you were a digital native. Although reflecting on my experiences at school with computers, I didn't feel that computers were much part of my life growing up. I don't really remember. I remember my parents having a computer in the house, a big old computer, but I don't remember that being something that I would spend time on as a child, and I don't even know if I really knew how to work it. When I was in high school in 1999, I still don't really remember computers being part of my experience. I knew we had one at home, and we would go on it to write papers, and there was some sort of instant messaging thing. I don't even remember what it was, that we used occasionally. But computers were there as something that you would write your essay on and print it out and hand it in. So um, the new technologies that really came up for me in after college when I started work. I think that's when MySpace came around, and then even later than that, Facebook and Pinterest. And I've never really actually found myself to personally find them of much use, apart from the fact that you can stay in touch with people more readily. Skype, I do think is absolutely amazing, and I use that all the time, Skyping with my family back in England, and that's face-to-face communication is something which I find completely invaluable. As far as using technology in my classroom, I do find that to be very beneficial, and it's something that I've had to push myself to actually do. Um, at the beginning, when we were encouraged to use technology and smart boards and iPads, I found that I kind of stayed away from it a little bit. I don't think it was just sort of mental block for me. But when I started to really think about how I could use it in the classroom and just sort of do it, even though I knew that sometimes I would be making mistakes and the kids would laugh at me and they knew a lot more than me, I think it became second nature. And I can see the value in showing children a YouTube video and getting them to use what they use at home in their school experience. Pinterest is an amazing place. I'm an art teacher, and we used to ask students to make mood boards where they would go through magazines and cut things out and stick them down. And that's great for teaching students motor skills and resource finding skills, but actually it takes a long time, and creating a Pinterest page is a lot quicker and actually a lot more beneficial for creating a visual mood board than actually cutting through different sort of furniture magazines, whatever you can find. So there are really, really good ways of bringing this technology into the classroom, but it's about for me it's about finding those ways um, and being creative with it and not being afraid of it. Facebook is a sticking point for me personally because I find it to be a huge time waster. I can spend hours going through reading people who I barely even know's posts, and I go between wanting to totally delete Facebook from my phone to having it on my phone to deleting it from my phone, and it's kind of a battle. So I'm not sure how to bring social media into my classes, and I would really like to work on that. But as far as being a digital native, no, I don't think technically I am a digital native. I don't feel like a digital native. It's definitely something which I've had to learn, and technology being in my childhood, I don't remember it in any way.